You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, we got a Browns quarterback update, actually from Andrew Berry, the general manager. And we got a former Browns quarterback making comments, making a statement about Shedeur Sanders. And the former quarterback is a Texas legend. I'm in Texas. He's a college football legend. I mean, this, it's kind of crazy because there's certain guys out there that I don't think that leagues like the UFL quite understand move the needle. All right. One of them's Johnny Manziel. All right. And Tim Tebow was another one. Vince Young was a guy. And if these other secondary leagues would start looking into getting guys like that, even in their look, if Tim Tebow joined the UFL and was starting at quarterback for the first game for a team next season, that game would probably do 3 million viewers. I kid you not. If it was on Fox or ABC, or it would be the biggest rating in the history of their league. And that includes the defunct COVID version, all right, which was actually doing fairly well. But there's just certain guys, for whatever reason, when Johnny Manziel joined what was the Alliance of American Football, he showed up. He was going to play in that game. And that game had a considerable bump in ratings because Johnny Manziel's just a guy that people will tune in for, which is amazing. And it's sort of a subsection of football fandom, but they don't take advantage of some of these guys that were transcendent college football players that were true stars, some of these other leagues, I mean. Cleveland Browns general manager Andrew Berry addressed a potential quarterback trade after the team wrapped up mandatory minicamp. Cleveland coach Kevin Stefanski and the Browns staff are in the most unique scenario in the NFL this offseason, with 4 quarterbacks vying for a starting job. Some would say if you got 4, you got 0. But, yeah, they got guys that could start in the league, I guess. Former Colorado Buffalo star Shedeur Sanders is competing with fellow rookie Dillon Gabriel and veterans Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett. It is widely predicted that the Browns will trade or cut at least one quarterback, with many NFL analysts assessing that likely one of the veterans in Flacco or Pickett will be the odd man out. I think it's Pickett. Surely it's Pickett. I just don't see Kevin Stefanski making the dumb-ass decision to not have Flacco on this team after he really royally screwed up by not bringing him back regardless of what Deshaun Watson wanted last year. However, is Cleveland open to keeping all 4 quarterbacks on the roster, including Sanders? Quote, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. If they play well enough, Andrew Berry told Jory Epstein, yikes, of Yahoo Sports, no relation, while keeping all 4 quarterbacks, 5, including the injured Deshaun Watson, on the roster would be abnormal. The 38-year-old Berry is no stranger to bold moves. The Browns drafted Sanders 5th in the 2025 NFL Draft after selecting Gabriel. I still contend that is absolutely a move that was done by the owner. And I just think that QB room, that draft room, that video where it looked like Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry, especially Andrew Berry, it looked like they were passing kidney stones right after that pick was announced, and they showed the camera, and they looked miserable as hell. I mean, seriously. Like they literally got a phone call and said, you take him right now. I said, Jimmy Haslam Deshaun Watsoned up the NFL draft. But look, Shedeur's doing a lot of the right things right now. His attitude's been good. The whole nine has been pretty good from Shedeur. Now, when live bullets get to calling, come a calling during games, and dudes are coming after him, is he going to have enough poise that say a Joe Flacco would have? I kind of doubt it, but Joe's a veteran, yada yada yada. I still contend Joe Flacco will be the starter, Shedeur Sanders will be the backup. But you know what that says? Kenny Pickett's probably gone, and Dylan Gabriel is either the third quarterback or the practice squad guy. Johnny Football has now made some comments about Shedeur Sanders, and I found this kind of interesting. So, with rookie minicamp now behind them and mandatory minicamp underway, Cleveland enters a highly competitive quarterback room. Alongside Gabriel and Sanders are former first-round rounder Kenny Pickett and veteran Super Bowl champ Joe Flacco, all battling for the starting job. Recently on the Glory Days podcast, that's wild. I just did a Raiders video with Max Crosby. Oh, Max Crosby, I guess, is in this is the same from the same podcast. Former Browns quarterback Johnny Manziel weighed in on Sanders' draft slide and opportunity in Cleveland. Quote, "I'm pulling for Shedeur Sanders in Cleveland," Manziel wrote in his Instagram caption. "I don't think I would be able to handle it the way he did, so mad props to him." I'm certain you couldn't have handled it as well as Shedeur. We literally found that out real time, Johnny. You didn't handle the NFL very well at all. God, and I was pulling for him for it to work out. He just couldn't get it together. He's got an opportunity now in Cleveland with a quarterback situation. He can honestly come out and win the job, Manziel said. I think he'll do well. I really do. I think the kid works really hard and loves the game of ball, and I think he'll be successful. I think that was part of Johnny's problem. I think he liked partying a lot more than he liked football. And, I think that in itself is why Johnny Manziel did not work out. And look, Manziel always had a size issue on top of everything else. But, some coaches can work around that. Manziel, of course, has a personal connection to Cleveland. He was drafted by the Browns in the first round of the 2014 draft 11 seasons ago. 11 years ago, folks. That's crazy. That's crazy that Johnny Manziel, that whole thing has been that long. Boy, I'll tell you this, though. Just like Tebow, some of the moments that Johnny Manziel had in college, I think I watched every game of his last 2 seasons in college. Holy hell. I mean, it was must see, must sit down, must watch TV if Johnny Manziel was playing. I kid you not. And every time he had another chance, like I said, Alliance of American Football, I'm tuning in right there. I can't remember what the ratings were on that game. By the way, he only got like 5 plays in that game before he got knocked out with an injury. Once again, Johnny wasn't very big. It is, I don't want to say it's similar to Shedeur. It's similar in the rock star kind of stardom that Shedeur had in college is something that Johnny had in college, something that Tim Tebow had in college. I'm trying to think of any other college quarterbacks like that. I know they existed. It's not just being a Heisman that qualifies either. You got to be like, there's got to be some flashiness. It's just or Tebow, where it's just hard nose, hard nose, hard nose. I'm going to tell you who's got some of that as a running back, and you could see it during the playoffs. Cam Scatterboot, you could tell, captured social media and the internet. If he turns out Look, if he turns out to be a star running back, he's going to be a super duper star in the NFL because fans are going to they're going to tune in for Cam Scatterboo. That will be a thing. I shit you not. Tell me what you think. It's interesting. Two videos in a row, completely different sources, both having to do with Johnny Manziel's podcast. Okay. I didn't see that coming today. I didn't have that on my bingo card. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.